Hello guys, class 8. This is Rashid Khan from Lakshmi Prasad Memorial Public School, Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. Class, we have already discussed about the chapter number 15 about the light, in which a topic on which we have already discussed, that is eye, and in this there is a topic known as a retina. So we will discuss about the retina. Retina is what actually? Retina is the innermost part of the eyes that are found are behind the eyes. It is in the form of a thicker membranes present just behind the eyeball, and this can uh, work as or efficiency for obtaining the image on it. That is what it is actually act as a screen. So the images, most of the images form on the retina, that is retina is works as a screen on which there are the images get forms. So we can say that here is a membranous structure on which the images form. There are the most number of rods and a cone, that is the most smaller cells are present in the form of rods and cones. The rods are present in the rods form that can be responsible for what the dim light on which it is on which gate, and it can be responsible for that. Here is a cones which is formed in the cones form, that is responsible to obtain the color as well as the bright light on which. So there will be the two cells are present in the retina, that is rods and a cones that is responsible for coloring and as well as for the dim light as well or bright light. Here we have to say that the retina is responsible to convert the focusing the light which it will get from the lenses that can be bright or might be the dim. It has to be forwarded to the screen that is on retina, and that the retina, when the images forms, through which these images can be transferred to the brains by the means of a optic nerve. So these optic nerves send the information about the pictorial representation converted into the electrical impulses. When these electrical impulses sends the information to the brains in the form of electrical impulses, then our brain reads and suggests the way what we have to do. Why? Because our most of the structure has to be confirmed, or most of the activity is to be forwarded by the means of the retina where the picture get performed or formed. Here we have to say that the next structure of the eyes, which is called as the optic nerve. What is the actually optic nerve? Optic nerve is a structure that can handles or holds about the millions of the nerves, and that can be responsible for sending or transferring the information in the form of the impulses which we can get from the eyes through the retina that are reflected in the pictorial representation, which has to be changes now into the electrical impulses and sent to the brain, and then brains start to elaborate and give the information what we actually have to do. As these are images are upright to us, so the most of the images or most of the informations has to be brought closer to us by the brain, that has to be performed in our surrounding, or what we have to do actually according to the image get transferred, and what is going on, this can be already decided by the brains as well. Here we can say about that the optic nerve. Next one is what? Ciliary muscles. So what is actually the ciliary muscles? We can say the ciliary muscles are the different type of the fibers that which are found in our eyes, that are suspended in our eyes, that is called as suspensory ligaments, or this one is called as a ciliary muscles. Why? Because this muscle is responsible for what? Actually they can be usable for the suspending or holding the eyes lenses in that particular form. So the ciliary muscles are the muscles that can hold and control the moving of the eyeballs, or it is responsible for rotating of the eyes as well. This can be obtained when there is an image formed. So there will be the responsibility of the ciliary muscles to hold the light, and that can transfer the images formed by the means of rotating or converging the image, converging the eyes as well. Here we have to know that here we have to discuss on the topic that is called as blind spot. So blind spot is what actually we will discuss on. Blind spot is a part or a spot or a place where there is rarely or no ranges, no light strike on them. Why? Because it is the part on which there is no light scattered or striking. This is the end, or this is the living place of the optic nerve from where the information is going through. So there is never a striking of a light rays takes place. If there is a no light runs or strikes to the particular part, so there will be the no presence, there is absence, or there is no rods and cones, the such type of cells are present at particular places. So why? Because there is no images formed, and hence there will be no picturization takes place, no any images formed. So that why it is a blind spot. So the blind spot is a portion or the place where there from the optic nerve is transferred about it is a living place of the optic nerve from where the optic nerve transfer the images formed by the retina. So we can say it is a place on which there is a formation of an image takes place and transferred to the brain in the form of optic, in the form of impulses, electrical impulses. This is the retina, but there is no images formed which and there is no activity takes place at the point where there is actually the no light strike as well. So that one is called as a blind spot. Now we have to study about the persistence of eyes. What is the persistence of eyes? We will discuss over here. Persistence of eyes. What is actually means of the persistence of eyes? Okay guys, so we will discuss over here as the persistence of the vision. The persistence of vision. What is the mean of persistence of vision? Actually, it is the persistence of vision is the characteristics of the human eye is to capture an image which is remain on the retina for about 1/16 of the second. If there is a second got changed, or might be the duration differences happens, so there is two images could not be differentiated. Why? Because this could said to be what? The persistence of vision. What does it means about when there is image form takes place? This could be retained, or this could be retained for 1/16 of the second. If it is not so, the images could not be placed, or we can say if in the second 1/16 second there is an image formation which is retained on our retina. So if there is a late, or it will be got earlier, so there will be not might any images formed on the retina could not be differentiated in between the two images. If it is not so, the images could not be differentiated in the two forms. So we can say that the persistence of vision is what actually the characteristics of the human eye is to be captures the images on the retina and has to be retained for about 1/16 of the second. And if it is not so, so there will be not be eligibility to differentiated about the two images formed on the retina. Here we can say in case of a cinema hall, there will be the most of the images can be formed at the same time. Why? Because there is a persistence of vision is about 1/20th of the seconds. So might be there are the number of images at particular time of a form takes place. In other cases we can say now in nowadays there is a cartoons play on the TVs or at the internet. You can see there are the number of cartoon and the positions takes place might be number. There are the most number of the cartoon play, and their states, their positions, their postures might be the different types, and this can be rotate or run or play when there is activity may be processed. So that can be also done by the different means. Here we can say the second one is power of accommodations. What is mean of the power of accommodation? Power of accommodations. This power of accommodation is said to be what actually? If the ability of the eyes or ability of the human eye to see, ability of the human eye to see the object near, all the object which are listed are located in front of the eyes, the various object placed in the front of the eyes, and with the help of a self-adjusting eye lenses, that could be called as the power of accommodation. What is actually? This is called the ability of the human, the ability of the human eye. What is actually? The ability of human eye to see sharp object, the ability of the human eye to see the sharp object, which is sharp object of a various images in front of the eyes, in front of the eye with the help of self-adjusting eye lenses. Eye lenses is known as the power of accommodation. Power of accommodation. What it is actually called? Power of accommodation. Suppose if something is to be the various means or various type of a material is to be placed over there in front of our eyes, and if we are able to see all the various object in the eyes by the self-adjusting lenses, with our eye lenses, if we can see all the things in a sharp medium, so that is called as the power of accommodation. Here we have to move on the power of accommodation for a person with a normal eyes or the normal vision, that can be accommodated clearly sharp object which cannot be seen at infinity, but the near object that can be placed to the normal views of a normal person, the vision that can be about 25 centimeter, on which we can be our eyes can be seen clearly or sharply. Suppose if a person having a far vision or a far point, it is what actually it is at infinity. Why? Because the infinity we cannot be able to see an object clearly, but at the near point is the point on which the person or the human eye can be easily object can be sharp eyes or sharp images maybe takes place, or might be they can be clearly sharp eyes. So what we can say, the far point and near point. What is the near point of the object? Our near point is what actually? It is near point of the eye is the point nearest to the eyes on which we can be our eye which can be sharply placed, which sharply able to see, or we can say the near point of the eyes is what actually is the point nearest to the object which can be placed and still have a sharp vision. That is called as near point. Far point is a point, or we can say the far point of the eye is the location of the farthest point or the farthest place at which the object is placed, that can be clearly or sharply seen by the opening or relaxing of our eyes. What are these two things? The near point and the far point. What is actually called? The near point are the point that can be clearly seen when it placed in front of the eye at the fixed distance, then it can be clearly seen. That is, it is nearest to the eyes that can be clearly or sharply observed, then it is said to be the near point. Far point what? Far point is a point on which the object is placed at a particular distance, at a particular place, on which we can be able to see an object by our relaxing eyes, then it is said to be what? The far point. Here we will have to discuss about the defects of the eyes. What are the two defects of the eyes? Here is the defects of the eyes are called as the myopia, and second one is hypermetropia. What happened in case of a myopia and metropia? Myopia, in which we can see only the near object clearly, but the far object we cannot be able to see. Why? Because it is said to be the myopia, and this can be disease can caused in which there is a most divergent takes place. When the light placed onto the lens, the most divergent takes place. The rays diverges mostly. So this can be corrected by using the concave lenses. The concave lens is called as a converging lens. So the divergence lens what we are going to use, this can be the divergence lens can be converged at a point. Now we can be able to see. So in case of certainty of the completing of these particular error free of these disease or disease can be corrected by using the concave lens. In case of a hypermetropia, we can see the far object or distance object clearly, but the near object cannot be seen clearly. In that cases, in the hypermetropia, what will happen? In hypermetropia, there will be the these disease can be rectified using the convex lenses. Why? Because this can be converges at a point, so near object cannot be seen, but the far object can be seen clearly. So we can use the convex lenses in case of a hypermetropia. Okay, on the next video we will discuss certainly of the